Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Philip, and if you haven't met me already, my job as a counsellor and a psychologist is to shine a light on all things mental health. Remember to like this video, subscribe to see plenty more to come. Today, I want to start a new series talking about mental health issues, and these can be anything from emotions such as depression, anxiety, tension, stress, into more general topics which people have been talking to me about and asking me to do videos on. And this can be anything from anxiety, depression, stress, into more mental health issues which are coming up in popular culture, in the media, anywhere. And this video is to help you to understand not just what's going on for you, but also in friends and relatives. And remember, this isn't a diagnosis. It's not for me to tell anyone else what's going on without me actually meeting them. So remember, relate this back to yourself, but if you see someone else struggling, either show them this video, or remember, if it's something that's really important, give a mental health professional in your local area a call, because you might need to save their life. So it's important that we understand the responsibility of helping other people. And the first subject I'm going to introduce is anxiety, because anxiety ravages through so many of our lives. We don't know how to control it or use it or understand it or what to do with it. And anxiety is biologically a normal thing that's happening. It's built into us to share with us that there's something wrong or something needs fixing, to give us motivation to go and do it. But when we sit on that anxiety and we don't do anything with it, it builds and builds and builds. So it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And all you can think about is that thing that you need to go and do. As an example, I need to eat something. Therefore, dopamine are listed to say, go to the fridge and get something out and eat it quickly. But if you're not going to do anything with that, it's just going to build and build and build and build until you feel so anxious to do anything because you haven't acted on it. And all you can think about is that thing that you should have gone and done. But if we think, okay, that's just going to the fridge and getting some food out, imagine all the stuff that we've been procrastinating over that we haven't been doing because we're too scared, we're anxious, we don't know what to do. Therefore, we've got all these things living in the back of our heads. And we feel that we don't have control over any of life, because if you couldn't do that thing 20 years ago, how could you do something now? And that's not right, but that's emotionally what's going on for you. So it's important that we're able to recognize that anxiety isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just a buildup of dopamine, which is telling us to go and act and do something, but we don't have the mechanisms or the control or the confidence to go out and do it. So next, common symptoms of anxiety. And when anxiety really builds, we can actually shake with anxiety. You know, I don't know if you've ever been on stage or you've ever had to perform or act or to do something really risky or out of your comfort zone, but that's when people start shaking because they feel so anxious and so scared. There's so much adrenaline going through your body saying, you need to act, you need to do something, get it right, because otherwise you could be in trouble. That's why we're shaking. Anxiety is trying to motivate you to get something done. Use it productively. Therefore, that's one of the symptoms of anxiety, shaking, physically shaking. Also, another one is procrastination, because if we don't feel we've got the control to go out and do it, if we feel anxious and we feel scared, it means that we'll push it to later. Oh, I'll worry about that later. Don't worry about it. Let's keep calm and carry on, and I'll get to it eventually, right? But not only is the anxiety building, but also you've got all these tasks that are left half finished or half done. On that note, when people try things and they never get to the end point, this is another reason why people are anxious, because they've got all these things that they've left that they haven't managed to complete, to finish. So they're not getting that sense of validation or self-esteem of getting it done. Therefore, they think, well, I've got this to do, this to do, this to do, all these parts, all these pots which are boiling and bubbling over. And it leads us to feel even more anxious. What does this mean for you? Well, this is where the questions come up, because I want to know what it means for you personally, but it's about going on a simple term. How can we start using that anxiety for what it's there for, to motivate you to go and do something? So let's think about it. How can you start to use that anxiety? And that might mean, okay, you've got a test coming up. Make sure that you know what's on that test and you're revising for the thing that you need to revise for. Maybe it's going out and talking to people. Understand what you can do in order to quell that anxiety. If there's something that you don't feel that you know what to do and you feel anxious about that, learn how to do it. It might mean reading a book, understanding from someone else, letting someone teach you what to do, but also you got to go out and practice. And you're going to get it wrong a couple of times. But getting it wrong is just proving to you all the ways that don't work so you can find the way that works for you. And I know it's tough, I know it's hard, and that probably makes you feel anxious in itself, but that's the path that you need to go through in order to quell that anxiety. Point 4, how to get rid of anxiety. And the way that you get rid of it is to use it. Understand that anxiety is there trying to push you forward and do something. If you're about to run a race and you're never running, you're going to have all that pressure, all that energy that you're not able to use, and it's just going to live in you, and you're just going to be even more frustrated, even more anxious. Therefore, you've got to start using it. And as I said, just for point 3, I know it might sound tough and hard and anxiety provoking, thinking about going out and doing something new, but learn what you got to do and then go out and do it. Do you really have it? And what can you do now? Remember, everyone's built with anxiety. It's built into us as human beings because it was the foundations of what made us grow and develop, take risks, do new things, and learn how to be us. Therefore, everyone feels anxious. And you need to understand that anxiety isn't a bad thing. Get used to it. Understand its purpose, which is to push you forward. Get used to it and use it productively. Because if you can start doing that, then you have control over not just the anxiety, but all these different parts of your life. Because while everyone else is feeling anxious and not trying those things, you're going to feel anxious and go out and do it. Remember, if you don't remember anything else from this video, remember this: confidence is just knowing what to do. That's it. Therefore, you understand what to do, you feel confident, anxiety falls away. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'm going to be doing loads more videos talking about all different mental health issues. Remember to like this video and subscribe to see plenty more to come. Leave me a comment sharing with me situations where you feel anxious and any other topics that you want me to talk about. I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.